When the kansho is rung, we ask that you put your hands together and quiet your thoughts to be ready to hear the Dharma. Thank you, Arturo. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And welcome to the January Shotsuki Hoyo and the first Sunday service of the new year. So how many of you stayed awake past midnight on the 31st to greet 2024? Wow. That's pretty good. I did not. I knew it was coming, though. And how many made resolutions? Well, that's okay, because we got to think about those resolutions being achievable and meaningful. And sometimes we make ridiculous ones that we know we can't meet. But it's all good for thinking of it. Today's officiant is Reverend Laverne Imori, and she's assisted by Certified Minister's Assistants Arturo Rubio and Yukari Williams. And we will have a fruit and floral offering from the 4th through 8th grade class.
Sorry.
Reverend Laverne will now lead us in a silent meditation.
May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Please join me in Nembutsu Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Thank you. Reverend Laverne will now be reading the Shotsuki Hoyo names for the month of January. And during the readings, family and friends who have lost loved ones in this month are welcome to offer incense. And also if you are in attendance today and have lost someone, even if the name is not read, you may come up and offer incense.
And I will start with the deaths that occurred actually starting in 1923. Kotake Kondo, family member is Ruth Voorhees. Mitsuko Kawada, Kanji Kawada. Tsutematsu Iwata, Francis A. Burton. Tsunekichi Higuchi, Higuchi family. Jiro Niizawa, Norman Kiyono. Chosaburo Yamashita, Emiko Yamashita. Bill Koga, Florence Koga. Matsuno Fujimoto, Amano family. Chiyono Tomiyama, Tomiyama family. Hisaichi Taniguchi, Wilbur Takashima. Mitsuyoshi Shindo, Ochi family. Teiichiro Miyoshi, Miyoshi family. Usaburo Ito, Masako Nagata. Shokichi Kodama, Masako Ueji. Nobuo Hagio, Hagio family. Harue Okumura, Yamashita family. Shigeko Takeguchi, Takeguchi family. Satoru Hata, Hamada family. Masakichi Saito, Takashi Saito. Hashio Yonekura, Yonekura family. Toshiko Funaki, Funaki family. Sojiro Torimaru, Otsuka family. Kiyotaka Kusumoto, Yoshiko Kusumoto. Shinichi Kawamoto, Kawamoto family. Hisayo Ogawa, Stephen Yagade. Hachiro Honda, Honda family. Moto Kobayashi, Wayne Takuya. Mitsutaro Shimizu, Miyoko Hashiguchi. Mitsuyo Urata, Urata family. Kuni Kawamoto, Kiku Koga. Saya Tsurudome, Mitsuo Tsurudome. Seki Kawasaki, Ohara family. Kyo Muraoka, Yoko Shinohara. Ryu Yonekura, Yonekura family. Harry Pokio Matsumoto, Matsumoto family. Claude Holt, John Konishi, Stephen Konishi. Nobuo Honda, Amy Honda. Ikuyo Takeshita, Takeshita family. Oshie Shimizu, Miyoko Hashiguchi. Shizuko Shimizu, Shimizu family. Shigeru Tabata, Takako Tabata. Setsuko Uchida, Kashima family. Noboru Nakada, Ted Nakada. Elaine Matsumoto Barrett, Matsumoto family. Masako Nadahara, Mami Nakagawa. Fred T. Torio, Juliana M. Torio. Chieno Okuma Moribe, Lee Moribe. Tetsuyo Kashima, Jeannie Kashima. Frank Akira Kajita, Tim Kajita. Kesao Muraoka, Yoshiko Muraoka. Kyoko Santo Higashi, Kiku Graber. Haruko Iguchi, Iguchi family. George Furuya, George Furuya Jr. Yukiko Woodsky, Woodsky family. Miwako Kosaka, Emi Kelleri. Kazumi Yamada, Carol Yamada. Robbie John Nishiguchi, Nishiguchi family. Seiji Saito, Ayako Saito. Takenori Ohara, Ohara family. Excuse me. Sumiko Kendo, Benny P. Kendall. Yoshiko and Kusumoto, Chio Nakagawa. Sumiko Tsubakihara, Kent Tsubakihara. Harry Yamada, Yamada family. Kimie Fukamizu Rochelle Carol. Pro Takanori Nimura, Nimura family. Isen Iguchi, Iguchi family. Yoshinobu Sueyoshi, Annie Yumiko Christina. Osao Himaka, Lin Fujigami. Mitsuru Amano, Mike Amano. Dorothy Matsumoto, Matsumoto family. Gary Yukio Kodama, Vivienne Jones. Leonard Joseph Allison, Elizabeth Dawn Homa. Mitsuyo Mitzi Ota, Kenneth Ota. Michiko Kazi, Robert Kazi. Toru Shiraishi, Shiraishi family. Masami Iwataki, Patricia Iwataki. Maria del Refugio Gonzalez, Covarrubias family. Priscilla Ishizaki, Cheryl Ishizaki. Teruko Iwata, Francis A. Burton. Jeffrey Akira Oto, Junko Oto. Yoshie Okuma, Keiko Negoro. And the Sangha and BTSD extends its deepest condolences to the family and friends of Sonoko Kuroiwa, who passed away November 26th of 2023. And we did the funeral service yesterday.
Thank you. Please join us in the chanting of the Sutra Jusei-ge, which can be found on page 35 in your service book.
Gagon chose gang, hishimu jodo, shiga fumanzok, seifu josho gak, ga omuryoko, huida, hu saisho bingu, seifu josho gak, gashi jobundo, myosho chojippo, kukyo mishomon, seifu josho gak, ryokujin shonen, joe shubongyo, shigumu jodo, isho tennin shi, jinriki endaiko, fusho musaido, shoujo sankumyo, kosai shuyakunan, kaiichi egen, meshi konmo an, heisoku sho akudo, tsudan zen shumon, koso jo manzok, ioro jippo, nichigaten shujuki, tenko onfugen, ishu kai hozo, ko せ苦毒法上大集中説法四式供養一切仏具足修徳本元年心上満徳意三害王女文無下地通断未不詳Excuse me. 若か大戦後感動国書天人東珍妙家ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくどく平等性一切同本菩大心お上あんだこ Please join me in Nembutsu Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Thank you. If you could please rise for the recitation of our pledge. It's an insert in your service book on just a folded piece of paper. And please recite with me. Our pledge. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Namam Dabs, Namam Dabs, Namam Dabs, Namam Dabs. Thank you, and if you would remain standing, we're going to, please be seated. Reverend Laverne will now give us a Dharma message.
If the Dharma School kids would come up to the lower stage, that would be great. Wow, we have a lot of Dharma School kids today. Come on up here. She's saying, go ahead and come on up. everybody? Did you guys have a nice break? Because I think most of you go back to school tomorrow, right? Yeah. Are we excited to go back to school? Yay! Yeah. That was Jaden. Sure. Okay, so who knows the golden chain by heart? Oh, you do, Jaden? Kind of? Oh, okay. Well, what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to talk about the golden chain, okay? And it's going to be not just me, but I also want to hear from you. And then when you answer, oops, thank you. When you answer, I'm going to hand you the mic, but don't be shy. And I would like for you also to be my teachers and the teachers for your parents and grandparents, okay? Okay, so, what I forgot? So I'm starting off the new year. I want to apologize to the Sangha because, wow, I'm a little bit at loose ends. I wasn't paying attention, so I wasn't mindful that we were doing the fruit and flower, and I was just kind of going through my book, looking for pages, and Mr. Arturo had to nudge me and say, hey, you got to go get the fruit and the flowers. So my apologies to the class. So what I want to do, could somebody bring up the Purple Service books? A few copies for the kids, as many copies as you can, because again, like I said, I'm not starting out the new year very well by being a little bit forgetful and a lot disorganized. There we go. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, helpers. Okay, so the golden chain is on page 90, okay? So turn to the golden chain on page 90, and those of you that are in the Hondo, please go ahead and also join us. Because what we're going to do, similar to what I did last week at our New Year's service, I think it's really important for us to be mindful. And a lot of times we are asked to stand up and recite and read, right? The Jodo Shinshu Creed or the Three Treasures. But we sometimes are just reading the words, right? We're not really thinking about what we're reading. And so today, what I'd like to do with the Dharma School is I'd like to really, for each of us to take a line and really think about what it means to us, okay? Because that's part of our coming to Dharma School, and it's part of what we learn about Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, okay? So, who would like to read the first sentence? And maybe I'll pick on one of the high school kids that are sitting on the fringe of this group. And I'm looking right at them, and they're looking back at me. And Cassidy is like, me, I want to read the first sentence. No? Okay. Here, come. Why don't you come up here, Cassidy? Okay. This is Cassidy Muraoka, and she was, I think when she was born, probably the day after her birth, she was probably brought to Dharma School, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and read the first line.
I am a link in Amita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world.
So, guys, what does that mean? That's kind of a big sentence, right? The golden chain of love that stretches around the world. Think about it. What do you think that means? Is that literal? Is there a chain? Is there a golden chain? No? What do you think that golden chain is? Thoughts?
The love to everybody that we all have.
Thank you, Jaden. That's right. Jaden said it's the love, right? The love of everybody in this world. So the golden chain is what we call a metaphor, right? It's a symbol. It's the love that we hope connects everybody in the world. But we also know that we're regular human beings, and we have blind passions of anger, greed, and ignorance. And so we also know that there is wars happening in the world right now, right? But we hope that as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, we hope that by going to Dharma school, that we're going to learn about the love, we're going to learn about the compassion of Amida Buddha, and hopefully as we grow up, we can think about ways to be that golden chain, to be part of the golden chain that spreads the love around the world. It says, I will keep my link bright and strong. Oh, I read that. Somebody else was supposed to read that. See, I told you, I'm being very unmindful. Who would like to read that second sentence again? Andrea? You're jumping up and down. I can see it. You can too, huh?
I will keep my link bright and strong.
And then read the next sentence too.
I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself.
Thank you. So, in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, we are simple and we are regular human beings, right? So, who all here can say that they are perfect? They don't ever do anything wrong. They don't ever say anything bad. And I'll look out to the Sangha too. Raise your hand if you are that person. No hands up. I kind of expected at least one little hand to come up. But no hands. Boy, these are really, these are Jodo Shinshu Buddhists up here who listen. And we know we're all Bumbu. We're not perfect human beings, right? But we come to Dharma school to learn to be the best person we can, right? And so there are different translations of this, different versions. And I actually like the version that says, I will try. I will try to keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. What does it mean to be kind? Any thoughts? Are you guys kind to your brother or sister? Can you be kind to friends at school? I see some smiles up here like, yeah. What, do you want to say something? You try to be kind? Most times? Yeah. And brother is going. But that means that you are two normal brothers, right? And most times you probably get along and help each other out, but sometimes, not so much, right? Yeah. So I like to say, instead of I will be, think about it as I will try my best to be kind and gentle. Even when your brother is teasing you, or maybe not being so nice, or being a little bossy because he's the big guy, right? You're gonna try. You're gonna try. Okay, that's what we ask. Okay, let's see. I'm being mindful now. So who would like to read sentence number 4? I'm gonna look to the middle school kids. Jack? You were nodding your head, so I assumed that was a yes.
I will think pure and beautiful thoughts and say pure and beautiful words and do pure and beautiful deeds.
So you got any ideas about what that means? Some thoughts you want to share?
Do the best that you could do. Just try to say beautiful words and do beautiful things as much as possible.
What's the opposite of that?
Not really try
Yeah, right.
and not really put any effort.
Yeah. So I like that Jack said to try, right? To put in the effort, not to say things that are going to be hurtful. Kindness means that you're going to do your best. To be kind, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard when maybe somebody's picking at you or making fun of you, right? That's hard. It's hard to be kind back. maybe you might want to say some things that are angry. And so I would say, let's be mindful in those kinds of times. Let's not just react. Let's take a deep breath and just keep those thoughts and words to ourselves, okay? All right, the last sentence. Who wants to read the last sentence? You would like to? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Here, let me pass the mic to you. This is Junie, and Junie's mom, Tricia, is going to help her read it. And Junie, how old are you, Junie? 4. And Junie's 4. So that was really brave of her, you guys, to volunteer to read. Here you go.
Everything. Me. Me. Like in the Minams. Golden chain of love. Be bright and strong. And may we all attain perfect peace.
Thank you, Junie. Okay, so, let's see. Okay, and what do we do after we recite? What do we usually do? Yeah. What do we do? Yes, we recite Namo Amida Butsu, right? We put our palms together. Okay, so let's do Gasho. Do you want to say Namo Amida Butsu?
Sure. Namo Amida Butsu. Oh, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu. I want to thank all of you today for being the teachers, because I'm going to remind parents and grandparents, this is the future of Buddhism, of Shin Buddhism. These are our teachers. So for those of you that are in the Sangha, this is not part of the Dharma talk to the kids, but learn, listen from your children and grandchildren. Now, that doesn't mean, guys, that you're the boss at home. Mom and dad are still the boss. And Bachan and Jichan are still like the boss, right, of them and of you. I'm kidding. Okay, so thank you very much for being part of the Dharma talk today. And I hope that when you recite the Golden Chain, which is coming up later in the program, that you guys will really think about the words, about what they mean, okay? So, Namo Amida Butsu, thank you very much. And you can take your books and go back to your seats now. Let's do this again, okay, guys? Sitting up here on the stage. You just what?
Thank you, Sensei and Dharma School students. Now, will everyone please rise, and we are going to sing the Gatha, Namo Amida Butsu, and that can be found on page 122 in your service book. Page 122. Thank you. And now we all have the opportunity to recite and think of the words in the golden chain. It can be found on page 100. Oops, is it 100? 90, off by 10. Page 90 in your service book, the golden chain. I am a link in Amita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you. Please be seated. We welcome anyone who's visiting our temple and attending service for the day. If you would please like to stand and introduce yourself. Do we have any guests today?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Corey Kuchikawa. I actually live here in San Diego, but it's my first time, so thank you for being so welcome. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Corey. Anybody else? Okay, great. Thank you. Hi. Okay, welcome. Thanks for coming and joining us today. Do we have any announcements?
Good morning. Our brittle queen person is not here today, but we are still selling brittle downstairs right outside of the office in the foyer. So please check it out. We still have delicious brittle and, oh, no, we're out of the sweethearts, I'm sorry to say, because that was really good. But we still have brittle, so please come and visit us. Thanks.
Put in an order for 6 for Florence in the box. Okay. Thanks. Okay, and I know next week is an important service. We're going to be observing our Ho-Onko service, which is the our founding founder. That's pretty good. Founding founder, or whatever. So, and Shinran Shonin, we're going to be observing his birthday, so we'd welcome everyone to join us for that service. Our guest speaker is going to be Reverend Akahoshi, who was our former resident minister, but who has since retired. So we hope you can join us for that. It will be followed by our temple New Year's party. Other announcements? Okay. With that, Dharma School students are welcome to Oshoko and then are dismissed to their classes. The Dharma School students will be meeting in the Annex Hall. Thank you.
And also, if there are any parents with, like Alex, with your child, and I forgot the other ladies, I didn't hear her name, but if you'd like to come downstairs and support the Dharma School class, we're going to be singing, so if you'd like to come on down, we'd be happy to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to continue the service with the reading of the Vandana and Tisarana, which can be found on page 96.
Please join me from the very beginning. It says leader, but means Sangha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kie Butsu. Namo Kie Ho. Namo Kie So. Please join me in Nembutsu Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Thank you. And now Reverend Laverne will give a message.
Happy New Year, everybody. Is that on? Happy New Year, everybody. I'd like to open this service by sharing some news. I got an email at 12:30, about 12:30 on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. And the message said basically that the Seattle Betsuing was canceling the New Year's Day service due to some unfortunate circumstances. It didn't state why in the email, but subsequently I found out that there had been an arson fire, and I don't know how many of you have heard that news, but there was an arson fire that started about just before midnight on New Year's Eve, and somebody had broken into the basement. It was a garage storage area, and started a fire. And unfortunately, there was like kerosene. I think the Boy Scouts were getting ready for a hike, and so a lot of their supplies were in the building, stored there. There were also over 100 years of archival records, and all those records were destroyed. And so, and are irreplaceable, unfortunately, they had not been digitized. And so that's a tremendous loss to the Betsuing and to the Sangha members there. They, I think, are still assessing. There was quite a bit of, the fire itself was contained in the basement area, but the basement where that was is underneath like their Nokotsudo and their main Hondo. And so I don't have confirmation. I think, like I said, I think they're still assessing the damage, but I understood from some friends that possibly they may have to send some of their Onaijin pieces to Japan for restoration. It'd be like, you know, pieces like you see in our Onaijin. They're gold-plated, they're lacquered, and so, you know, very difficult to find artisans here who can restore and replace. So I would say keep your thoughts. They do have updates on the Seattle Betsuing website, and they have canceled services. They are going to conduct a tri-temple Ho-Onko service. Ho-Onko is next week and celebrates the death of our founder, Shinran Shonin. So their Ho-Onko service was planned to be tri-temple with the nearby Tacoma and White River Buddhist temples. I think it maybe was going to be held in Seattle, I'm not sure. But I know now, though, it's going to be held at the White River Temple, which is just south of Seattle. So they're very fortunate to have a wonderful Sangha that's very engaged like ours is here. So they're organizing themselves, and they are, I know that they have a lot of resilience and persistence, so they will rebuild. My Dharma message today is about mindfulness. And you maybe thought that part of my being forgetful was all part of my Dharma message today. It really wasn't. When we have full plates, as many of you all do here, you know, you work, you do volunteer things, you raise children, your plates can become pretty full and it can overflow. And I think recently I found mine, I think I've taken on a little too much, but I enjoy all of it. But I noticed that, you know, I am not as mindful. I am not as mindful. I am not as organized. For example, our program today, usually we like to have, just so everybody who participates in the program knows what gathas we're singing, what we're going to be reciting. So we try to send that ahead of time, but I didn't at all, and so I printed up copies today. So there were a few changes. Fortunately, we didn't hand them out. We didn't hand out programs, so you weren't aware maybe of so much of the changes that were happening, but we did have some. And so I'd like to start out by sharing something that is part of Buddhism, and many other traditions do recite this. We don't often, but I think it's very important, and it's a really nice way to start out the new year. It is a meditation that is in English, and I'm just going to read what's in our book, and then I'll have you turn to the page so you can recite it with me. Each line is to be chanted mindfully, and mindful of each being that we're addressing. Mindfulness, as you know, is very important. It's essential in sending thoughts of sincere, loving kindness, right, to each being. And so I would ask, as we're reciting this, that we do think of keep the thoughts of the Seattle Sangha in our minds. Mindfulness also allows us to pay attention in opening our hearts to each being who we're addressing. And it allows us to picture, to visualize each being in our minds. And this meditation, in essence, echoes Amida Buddha's deep, deep compassion for the true happiness and peace and serenity of all living beings. So some of you already may have guessed what I'm talking about, and that is the loving kindness meditation. And so I would ask you to, in your service books, turn to page 94, and I'd like to recite this, and I'd like for you to join me if you could. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. And I'd like to just make a comment. We start out with I, because we must ensure that we take care of ourselves first before we can even think about taking care of others. We must be in a good place, a healthy place, a place of serenity and peace in order to share that with others. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. These are the people that are closest to us. These are the people that maybe we are living with. These are also the people, maybe if we are frustrated or angry, they may be sort of the first people, right, that we might lash out at. But truth be told, and I'm certainly guilty of this, it's because perhaps we are secure to know that they unconditionally accept us as we are, right? Happy people, peaceful people, but also angry people, frustrated people. And so it's safe for us to lash out. Not that that's a right thing to do, but the other side of looking at this is because you're secure in the acceptance that they are still going to embrace you as a family member, as a loved one, because you're secure in that realization. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. In Buddhism, our teacher, our revered teacher, is Shakyamuni Buddha. In Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, that includes Shinran Shonin. It includes Renyo Shonin. It includes our current Gomonshu. They are our spiritual teachers. And I think not only the ministers and the ministers' assistants in the Buddhist churches of America, we have wonderful teachers amongst all of you. You are Sangha, and you are each other's teachers. So the next verse, may my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. So you notice, we're addressing friends, we're addressing strangers, and we're addressing enemies. Because every single person within those three groups have causes and conditions that lead them to be the people that they are, right? Our friends, it's easy. It's easy to be magnanimous. It's easy to include them in our loving kindness meditation. These are people that support us. These are people that we in turn support. That's an easy one. Strangers, we don't know people. We might meet them for the first time. They're a stranger, and if we meet them, if we say hello, maybe they're no longer a stranger, and maybe eventually they become part of our friend circle. But nevertheless, even strangers, right? And the third one may seem a little strange, but it includes those that we have a difficult time with. Because unless we can wish happiness and good thoughts, peace and serenity to those people that we struggle with, and I have people that I struggle with, but unless we can wish them well, there will be conflict, like we are experiencing in other parts of the world. And I don't know about you, but I struggle with it. I understand, I try to understand where each faction is at, how they came to be so angry to cause conflict and inflict pain on others. And yet, and still yet, it's very difficult for me to understand, even if you have ill feelings or bad feelings towards somebody, to inflict pain upon someone else. So I think that is, an important message to our children, to teach them to come from a point of this loving kindness meditation. Because I think without this, it's with this loving kindness meditation that we will achieve peace. and serenity. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. And I think that that is ultimately our goal, is to wish all well, to wish that everyone be embraced by the wisdom that surrounds us, by the compassion that we are surrounded by. We just have to wake up and we have to see that it exists around us. And so rather than focus sometimes on all the negative things that are happening to us, to our families, to the world, we also see the other side of it, to see the love, to see the compassion that does surround us. So please join me in Gassho as we recite, I take refuge, Namo Amida Butsu. I take refuge in the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. And let's start our year with thoughts of this loving kindness meditation. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda. Thank you, everyone. And again, Happy New Year. And I hope that you will start the year with thoughts of the loving kindness meditation and then join us afterwards for hospitality. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei, for that wonderful reminder about mindfulness. Please rise. We will sing together the Gatha Ondok-san 2, which can be found on page 128 in your service book. Seated. We will close with a meditation. May all beings in the paths of existence suffering from disasters be released from their afflictions. May all beings in the world who receive benefits share in the merit. May the state continue in peaceful prosperity with all its warlike activities stopped. May the wind blow in time, the rain fall seasonably, and the people live happily. May the entire Sangha sharing in this gathering cherish the highest aspiration to attain enlightenment, and this without too much difficulty. May this temple keep on its peaceful life, free from disturbances, and the Sangha grow not only in faith, but in wisdom and bliss. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. I want to thank Laverne Imori Sensei for officiating today and for preparing the Obupan and Osanai. to Yukari Williams and Arturo Rubio for helping with the Onaijin setup and the kancho and helping with the chanting practice. Yukari will also provide a Dharma talk in Japanese following this service. I want to thank Ann Ong for the music accompaniment and also helping with my tongue-tied self. And to Brevin Honda for the technical support and live streaming for today. Thank you all for your attendance today, and you are invited to offer incense if you have not yet done so. And please join us for light refreshments in the dining room. Thank you.
Japanese Dharma message. I also created the English translation. So if you like, please please come to my Dharma message.
Questions or say hello. Please come to this side. こっちに来てください。こっち皆さん。Please come to this side.
Okay, great.それでは、合唱、礼拝をお願いいたします。弥陀大悲の誓願を深く信ぜ人は皆、寝ても覚めても隔てなく、南無阿弥陀仏を唱うべし。正蔵松和さん第54、注釈版の609ページです。南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、ナマンダーブス、ナマンダーブス、ナマンダーブス。ナマンダーブス、ナマンダーブス。皆さん、明けましておめでとうございます。お正月はいかがでしたか？ホリデーシーズンは皆さんとてもお忙しかったと思います。どうかお体に気をつけてくださいね。ただいま読みましたのは、親鸞上人が書かれたお歌で、現代語の意味は次のようになります。ごめんなさい。すいません。ちょっとごめんなさい。阿弥陀仏の大いなる慈悲の本願を深く信じる人は、皆共に寝ても覚めても変わりなく阿弥陀仏の名号を唱えるがよい。この最初の部分の慈悲の本願とは、阿弥陀様が法蔵菩薩の時に立てられた願のことを言っています。私たちを輪廻転生から救いたいという願いのことです。親鸞上人はこのお歌の中で、阿弥陀様の本願を深く信じる人は、寝ても覚めてもお念仏しましょうとおっしゃっています。この寝ても覚めてもというところが私はとても気に入りました。なんかとても楽しい表現を、親鸞上人はお使いになったなと思いました。親鸞上人は、私たちは寝ても覚めても阿弥陀様と一緒だよ。阿弥陀様は私たちをいつも見守ってくださるのですとおっしゃっているような気がします。日本のお正月の慣習に初詣というのがあります。初詣の意味は、年が明けてから初めての神社やお寺へのお参りのことを言います。神社やお寺に新年のご挨拶に行き、神様や仏様に、去年のお礼をしたり、今年のお願い事を聞いてもらったりします。東京のど真ん中に 明治神宮というとても大きな神社があります。明治神宮知ってる方いますか？いますか？知ってます？知ってます。すごく大きい、とっても大きい神社ですよね。ここには明治天皇が祀られていまして、厄除けや開運のご利益があるそうです。これはどういうことかというと、明治神宮の神様にお願いすれば、将来災難に見舞われないようになるし、明るい未来がやってくるそうです。本当ですよ。本当ですよ。だって明治神宮のホームページにそういうふうに書いてありました。この明治神宮は今年なんと、正月の三が日で300万人の人がお参りしたそうです。英語で言うと3 million people が明治神宮へ参拝されたそうです。とてもたくさんの人ですよね。神様も3ミリオンの願いを聞かなくちゃいけなくて大変でしたね。明治神宮や神社、明治神宮以外の神社やお寺でも、うちの神様はあなたの願い事を叶えますよとか、うちの仏様はあなたに悪いことが起こらないようにしてくれますよとか言っています。でも皆さんご存知のように、浄土真宗のお寺ではそういったことは申しません。皆さん、賢治先生がよくおっしゃってたこの言葉を覚えてますか？ From please to thank you、ね、ところで来週賢治先生はサンディエゴにいらっしゃいます。土曜日に、の1時からセミナーがあって、次の、日曜日のHo-Onkoのゲストスピーカーとしていらっしゃいます。私は、とっても楽しみにしています。そうですね、賢治先生がおっしゃっていました From please to thank you、日本語で言ったらお願いするより感謝しましょうっていう感じですかね。賢治先生は、浄土真宗は感謝の教えですから、私たちは阿弥陀様に自分の都合でお願い事をいたしませんと教えてくださいました。私の理解では、阿弥陀様はご本願を立ててくださって、私たちを輪廻転生から救ってくださった。私たちの命が終わったら帰るところとしてお浄土を作ってくださった。だから私たちは生きていく上で全てが揃っているので、これ以上お願いすることはないのです。賢治先生は、これらのことを From please to thank you で表してくださったのです。私はそういうふうに理解しております。阿弥陀様はいつも私たちのそばにいて見守っていてくださる。南無阿弥陀仏を唱えれば声になって私たちの前に現れてくださる。辛い時も悲しい時も 楽しい時もどんな時でも阿弥陀様と一緒です。だから親鸞上人は寝ても覚めてもお念仏しましょうねとおっしゃってるんですね。今日はお正月を迎えて感じたことを話してみました。親鸞上人のお歌が教えてくださったことは、私たちはいつも阿弥陀様とご一緒で、阿弥陀様はいつも私たちを見守ってくださる。また、賢治先生の From Please to Thank You は、阿弥陀様へのお願いは一つもない。なぜなら、阿弥陀様は私たちのためにご本願を立ててくださって、私たちにお浄土をご用意してくださいましたのだから。それではおしまいに、ごめんなさい。今日は私の話を聞いてくださいまして、どうもありがとうございました。それではおしまいにもう一度、合唱と礼拝お願いいたします。御陀大悲の誓願を深く信ぜぬ人は皆、寝ても覚めても隔てなく、南無阿弥陀仏を唱うべし。南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏。ありがとうございました。